ontological, ontology, ontological, ontologically, ontological. Okay, I will ontologically hit the record button. Hello, this is a presentation on the metaphysical and materialist state of the dissident right. I'm your host, KEEF, SPUDZ. So I want to speak about the ontological and metaphysical realm of the materialist agenda in terms of whether to the synthetic, asynthetic, qualitative, quantitative of the ontological approach. The dissident right has been an ontologically abject failure, and I believe going forward we must qualitatively, quantitatively align ourselves to the metaphysical and phenomenological status of the modern Chinese state. The symbolic logic of the materialist qualitative quantitative merits a decent response from the ontological and epistemological dissident right. What we are currently qualitatively witnessing in modern China is true nationalism. The people are qualitatively and quantitatively being welded into their own apartment blocks. They are being deprived of the materialist qualitatively ontological food, and I believe this is true ethnic nationalism, and it's something we in the far, not the far right, in the qualitatively quantitative, synthetically asynthetically distant right should adhere to. Epistemologically speaking, I believe I have said more than qualitatively, quantitatively enough about what we need to do in the epistemological dissident right, if we wish to mirror and wed ourselves to the qualitative, quantitative, materialist approach of modern China. And, and basically, if you disagree with my epistemological and ontological viewpoint, you're obviously a qualitatively quantitative grug brain. Let me just read some of the comments in the contemporaneously ontological live chat. Okay, let me now read out concurrently a chat from Susan and from Mary. So Susan says, I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds great. Thank you, Susan. You are qualitatively and ontologically the type of individual wedded to the Spenglerian viewpoint and the Evolian materialist realm. You're the individual I like to have on my channel. So a qualitatively induced and quantitatively materialized thank you from me. And Mary's live chat comment is, Tricky Dicky is here in the live chat. Are you inherently qualitatively serious? Are you inherently qualitatively serious, Mary? Because Tricky Dicky, when I do live chats, I'm supposed to affirmatively wear the very expensive, qualitatively and quantitatively expensive turtleneck that he bought me last year for Christmas. I'm known to receive clothes, expensive clothes, from middle-aged fans of my ontological and epistemological work. So if Tricky Dicky is affirmatively in the qualitative live chat, then he's not going to be, from a Spenglerian point of view, from a Spenglerian qualitative synthetic perspective, he's not going to be, materialistically and quantitatively content. Somebody is asking me a Hobbesian style ontological question about Tricky Dicky. I want to say that Tricky Dicky is actually a really, qualitatively and quantitatively wedded to the synthetic and the asynthetic. Tricky Dicky is a good friend, and if you somehow if you qualitatively metaphorically end up in a back street or a dark alley, Tricky Dicky qualitatively and ontologically will light up. He lights in the dark. Qualitatively and epistemologically, Tricky Dicky glows in the dark. So, like, basically, from the Nietzschean Übermensch, the Nietzschean Übermensch epistemological perspective, Tricky Dicky is qualitatively and quantitatively a very good friend to have in the literal sense of the dark materialist alley. Okay, that is all of the live chats, the super chats. So I guess ontologically and epistemologically from KEEF SPUDZ, it's goodbye, and don't try affirmatively and literally, epistemologically and and Spenglerianly and qualitatively, quantitatively, synthetically, asynthetically, try to maintain your materialist viewpoint and your eye on modern China. It is, from the Hobbesian perspective and the metaphysical angle that we must, look towards the physicalism and the set theory and the symbolic logic of China.